Hi there, Scary Gary. Hey, I'm glad you guys came back for another week. Uh, well, last week's video was crossing into Canada. One thing I forgot to tell you was once you go into Canada, we are not in the miles per hour anymore. We are in the kilometers per hour, which luckily my vehicle, it's got a button which will switch it from one to the other. And if you don't, every dial I've ever seen has got the miles usually on the front and then the kilometers on top, with the exception of a few vehicles I've seen that came from Canada, and it was actually opposite. But I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, you're going to see some 50 kilometers per hour, which is, it's about 31. And you're going to see some 60s, 70s, 80s. One of the prominent ones was 100, and that's right about 62. And I did see some 110s, which is like 68 miles per hour. So, and I don't know, in the States, we specifically kind of say, okay, they give us about 5 miles per hour grace period. I have no idea how much they give you up there, so I kind of kept it on the deal. So, but it's getting nicer out there, guys, and I splurged and got myself a new hat in anticipation for the new camping season. Today we're going to be specifically talking about the RiverEdge Campground. Now, it was an extremely nice campground, and I think I've told people in the past, or in my videos in the past, I specifically go and I will make my reservation sometimes 6 months in advance, sometimes even a little longer than that. So all my reservations for this Alaska trip were made in April, May, a few maybe June, but most of them were made before May. And the only reason they were made even that late was because a lot of campgrounds weren't open till a little later in the season. And this specific campground was the only campground that had no vacancies the entire time we were there. And I kind of see why. It's extremely nice. Everything's paved. It's got a great playground area. It's got laundry that's good, restrooms that are really nice. It's got a place to have a meet and greet. And it is right beside the Bow River. So there's a walking trail that goes along the side of the Bow River, and they allow you to go and walk your dogs over there. And I guess by city ordinance, they allow you to have your dogs off leash over there. So that gives your dog an area he can run and play. Finley really did like that Pacific area. The one thing very unique about this campground is it is a nonprofit. All proceeds from this campground go to the Cochrane, Rotary, and Lions clubs. One thing, according to this year's website, the 50 amp was $70 a night, and the 30 amp was like $60 a night. I think I paid a hair under that, but not very much, because almost every other campground, I usually tell you how much they cost, and then I tell you what it costs this year. And there's some pretty substantial jumps, because everything's going up. But this specific one, maybe it's due to its nonprofit or whatever, it went up only maybe just a little bit. And I'm sure that had to do with different taxes and other costs involved with it. The sites were just a little bit on the tight side, but there was a lot of vegetation on each side, which gave you a real good, you definitely felt like you were not just crowded in by your neighbors, because it felt like more like the woods there. You're right in Cochrane. I mean, the campground is 45 minutes from the Rockies. It's only 20 some odd minutes to Calgary, which you've got the Calgary Stampede that goes on there. You have the zoo in Calgary. There's all kinds of things to do. But one thing which I really kind of liked about this campground too was it had continued security there. You can hear Finley in the background here. But because they told us the gate locks, I think it's at 11 o'clock. And what you're going to have to do at that point, you can walk through the gate, but I mean, they're being monitored the entire time. But you're going to have to park your vehicle on the outside and walk to the gate, and then come back the next day and get your vehicle from the outside of it. So, I mean, it gives you a feeling of comfort that you're there. And I wasn't the only one, because I mean, the campground's full. So it's needless to say that would I go there again? Heck yes, I'd go there again. And heck yes, everybody else would stay there too, because that's why there was no vacancies at the campground. Oh, look who's here. So Finley says he likes the campground too. Well, we sure hope that this has been informative, and we sure hope that you can come back and see us next time.
If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Turn on your post notifications.
Put comments down below.
Subscribe or this will happen to you.
Subscribe!